What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Legit Whiskey Reviews. And today we'll be reviewing Bodega Cat. This is a straight rye whiskey, and joining me today is Cruz.
What's up, guys?
Haven't had Cruz on the channel. It's been a minute, right? It's been
he disowned me for a while. You know, he said,
for a little bit.
You're a little too hard on the sauce.
Yeah, it's been a while. When was the last time you were on the channel? Has it been a year?
Probably been more than a year.
Wow. Okay. So
it's okay. I'm used to.
It's been too long.
Figures leaving my life, you know.
Basically, it's been too long. So, like I said, this is a straight rye whiskey, and it's called Bodega Cat. So, me being from New York, I know exactly what that is. Bodegas are like the little corner grocery stores in New York, and they almost all of them always have a cat in them. You always see a cat in them, and the reason why is because there's so many rats, mice. And you're always gonna see they always get a cat to be in the store because they tend to stay away if you have a cat in the store. So basically, this is Bodega Cat, and you know a little bit more about this whiskey, like who basically created.
So
this is kind of like a celebrity whiskey.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of Mark Norman. I said that right. Yeah, Mark Norman and Sam Morril. They have a podcast called We Might Be Drunk. They're pretty well-known comedians. They both collaborated and created this whiskey, which is Bodega Cat. They're both originated with their careers in New York.
So that makes sense then. Why they would call it that. Okay.
I'm sure you'll see the cover of this bottle soon enough, but it has a cute little cat, not to be mistaken for like a mountain, which if you've had enough of this, it'll look like a mountain.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I can see how that could look like a mountain, especially after a few.
Yeah. But yeah, I personally already tried it. I've gifted
Yeah,
to
so
him.
By the way, yeah, so this was a gift from Cruz. One of the times he was over, he let me have the bottle. So yeah, so we've gotten into it quite a few times, but never reviewed it on the channel. And
she's been passed around.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And so this one comes in at 90 proof, 45% ABV, and the one thing is this is a sourced whiskey. So this is coming out of MGP. So it was distilled in Indiana. So the MGP, they source to a lot of different companies, especially that don't have aged whiskey. That's where they come in. They have like barrels sitting in their warehouses, and then they just like sell them to different people starting companies that don't have aged whiskey. Okay. And that's what MGP is. And so this one is 95.5. So this is 95% rye and 5% malted barley. So this is a very high rye whiskey here. So this is going to be interesting. And MGP, that's one of their famous mash bills, 95.5. So there's another one that I'm going to compare it to, which is also MGP, and it's 95.5, a different company. Towards the end of this, I want to compare it to that to see like from the same MGP 95.5, same proof, and I want to see what how they're distilled in the same place and how different they are, if they are different. So that should be interesting. Okay, so
it would be hilarious if it's the same thing, just different labels.
Yeah, I mean it could be, but you never know. So yeah, let's get into this. So Bodega Cat, here we go.
All right. Give that baby a shake.
I get like a creamy note first of all. It's something like creamy, like I don't know if you get that, it's kind of like sweet. A syrupy, thick, like honey. It's like honey is one of the first notes I get. But I'm getting a ton of citrus as well, like a lot of citrus, kind of like a orange peel type note, or something like an orange note in there somewhere.
I bet this would taste good with an old fashioned.
It'll stand up to an old fashioned. You get anything?
I do get the sweetness. I think I don't smell too much of the cream, but that orangey smell, it's kind of like when you bite into an orange, you start peeling it.
Yeah, and there's like the juice splashes, and then you get like the citrus.
Some on your face.
I don't know about that.
Well, you never bit into an orange before, man? You're doing it wrong.
No, but yeah, this has a ton of citrus, a lot of spice. I'm getting a lot of rice spice, a lot of honey. It smells very sweet. Like there's a lot of sweetness going on in here.
Actually, I think it's probably one of the most like most appealing smells you could get from an actual whiskey.
It smells good. I can tell this is a rye. Like you can tell this is a rye because all the notes that you get, a lot of spice, a lot of citrus. There's a lot of honey.
Burn my nose hairs.
I'm not getting too much oak. But yeah, it smells good. Actually, I even get a lot of like to go along with the citrus note. I'm getting a lot of like a lemon citrus note as well.
Oh.
Like a little bit of lemon in there. And I get that out of a lot of 95.5 MGP ryes, and I'm getting that in here, like a lemon citrus note. Also, yeah, this smells good. Let's go to the palate.
Oh,
cheers. Everything pretty much that I got on the nose is coming through the palate. It's even spicier on the palate as far as the rye spice. I'm still getting that lemon citrus, more than the orange. I'm getting more of the lemon citrus. I'm getting some pepperiness. It's a lingering finish. It's a long finish. Anything else that you get?
Honestly, for me,
taste and smell is subjective, of course. So I could be getting one thing, but just whatever you get is what you get.
It's sweet, but it's also, I do taste like that citrus. You know, I can't really narrow it down between if it's like an orange or a lemony type of citrus, but I do taste that a lot. You know, it kind of seems like those cough drops that are more like honey based. It kind of tastes like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's good.
There's a lot of honey in there, and I was getting more of the orange citrus when I first put my nose in it, but now, like, after I started smelling it more, that lemon citrus came out, and then, like, when I got to the palate, that's where the lemon note really comes out more for me than the nose. The nose, I was getting it, but even more so, and I didn't get as much orange citrus on the nose, or the orange on the palate, as I did on the nose. So
yeah, I think tasting it, you could get more of that citrus versus actually smelling it, for me personally.
Yeah. So yeah, let's try it again. So I feel like the more you sip on this, the more the rye notes really start to come out, more pepperiness. The sweetness is kind of taking a back seat to those rye notes. So they're like more pepper, more spice. I'm still getting a decent amount of honey. I can't say that I get a lot of oak. What about you?
I don't know.
Now, Cruz is not like, he doesn't sip on whiskey as much as I do.
Oh.
I mean, he does, but not like, he doesn't like sit there and analyze it and everything like I do. He's not like a big old whiskey nerd like I am.
Yeah,
but
he breaks it apart. This guy, he's over here with his surgical tools, just like really examining underneath microscopes. You know, I admire his passion for this. You know, me, my passion is just how it makes me feel.
Yeah, just sipping it. But I don't know, like I feel like if this is very similar to like a lot of MGP ryes that I've had, so it's not like unique to me, but the notes and flavors that are in there are very good. And also, for being a celebrity whiskey, this would rank towards the top for me as far as celebrity whiskeys, because I've had a ton of celebrity whiskeys, rye, bourbons, and not, for the most part, not very good and not a very good experience. They always let me down for the most part. I can't say all of them, but a lot of them. But this one for their first time doing like some type of whiskey, as far as this one, a rye, they definitely did a good job as far as like the label, the name, the whiskey in the bottle. They didn't go cheap. They didn't go like 80 proof. They actually went 90 proof. Which is nice, because a lot of celebrity whiskeys, they'll try to like as low as you can. So I feel like that's cool. As far as the price, I'm not sure. What's the price on this?
Well, right now, because it's only for us where we live, it's only available online, and it's like $40 a bottle.
See, so that's not bad. I mean, besides, I know there's shipping,
the fees and whatnot.
Yeah, but if just like straight up $40, that's an excellent price, I think, for what you're getting, especially for celebrity whiskeys, because they always try to go like
they're always about the money.
Yeah, so I think
blame them.
I think like they didn't like, I don't know, they didn't like cheap out. Like they didn't like go for a low proof, and they didn't go for like a. Like, you know, a lot of celebrities will just slap a label and like call it a day. Like they don't actually like, this is good. This is really good. It is MGP, but still it's very good. They could have picked something else, but so yeah, I'm impressed with that. The price definitely. So as far as my final score, I'm gonna give this a solid B. This is good. What about you?
So you rank it in like alphabetical.
Yeah, A being the highest, A plus, A whatever.
You know what? As in just a drink as itself, I would probably put it up to pretty high, maybe about a B.
Okay.
A B. I like things a little bit harsher, but this one is good. It's smooth.
Yeah,
that's what I like about it.
So I gave it a B because I do take price into consideration, and I think the price is excellent. Like it's like just where it should be, I think. But before we close out, I want to compare the Bodega Cat to Redwood Empire. This one's the Emerald Giant. This one comes out of California, but they also source from MGP, and this is a 95.5 rye as well. So this should be interesting because I want to see exactly how different they are. If they're both MGP and they're both 95.5, I want to see like if they're very different, or if there's any difference at all, or maybe not. This should be interesting. And I've never done this. I haven't compared these two at all before. I never thought about it. So before we sat down, I kind of thought about it. I know I have a bunch of 95.5 ryes, so let's compare it to the Emerald Giant. All right, so let's try the Emerald Giant on the nose.
I want to just look at the colors right away.
Yeah, they're
like almost
identical.
Yep.
Wow, they are very similar. I'm getting that lemon citrus, definitely citrus, but that lemon citrus I'm really getting in this one too.
That's weird. This one smells sweeter, like more honey.
Okay, yeah, so this one's sweeter, like I want to say like lighter, but I think what it is that the rye spice, those rye notes, I feel like come through more on the Bodega Cat than the Emerald Giant. I feel like the Emerald Giant is more rounded out. It's a little bit lighter, but it's also like sweeter. I feel like the lemon citrus note definitely comes through more on the Emerald Giant than the Bodega Cat. But to me, there's more going on because of the rye spice and because of the pepper and all those rye notes on the Bodega Cat. So that's the slight difference, at least on the nose, but let's try it on the palate. So the Emerald Giant. They are very similar.
Yeah.
They are very similar, but I think, I don't know. I feel like it just depends what I want that day, because so the Bodega Cat, I'm getting more pepper, more spice, which I like. You know, some people don't like that. I love that in my ryes. So if you're not really heavily into ryes, I would say go with the Emerald Giant, because I feel like the rye notes don't come through as much. The spice, the pepper, it doesn't come through as much on the Emerald Giant, but on the Bodega Cat, you get the sweetness, you get the lemon citrus, the honey, but then you also get those, rye notes that'll punch you in the mouth. How do you feel? Like, they're very similar though.
I think in comparison, like, I have this after feeling. It's kind of like, maybe it's the spice or the peppery taste from it, but it feels like when you open a cold soda and you take that good gulp and it like kind of stings in a way, it's still lingering. I feel it right now.
On which one?
On the Emerald?
Okay, see, and I get that on the Bodega Cat, like more of the rye notes.
I think I get more of I'm the opposite.
Okay. And it's weird because these are both 90 proof, same proof. So how do you feel? Like, this is hard because they're pretty similar. They're very similar. You can tell they come from the same place.
I would not be able to tell them apart if somebody.
Oh, so they're that. So they're that.
For me, yeah.
So they're that similar
like,
to you.
Yeah, they're
See, yeah,
very, very, so close. And like, I guess if I really had to examine it, I would not be able to tell the difference. I don't have the skill that he has to be like, oh yeah.
I'd have a tough time telling them apart, but I definitely can say that the Emerald Giant is sweeter. So I think depending on the day, I might lean more towards the Emerald Giant. I kind of like the sweeter notes.
But if you wanted something to feel more
something spicy, peppery, then I would go with Bodega Cat. So this is just depending on what I would feel like that day. But not everybody's the same. You know, some people don't like the spice, some people don't like the pepper. So you might go with the Emerald Giant. But you said that you got more of those notes in the Emerald Giant.
I think it stood out a little bit.
Yeah. So which one? Okay. So could you pick one or the other, or could you?
They're just so similar.
Yeah. See, so
I would just be pretty content with either one.
Yeah, that's interesting. They are pretty similar. You can tell they're definitely from the same distillery. So this was interesting. I don't know. I couldn't pick one or the other because they're so similar. Plus the little. I mean, it just depends what I want that day.
Okay. But what's the average price point for this one?
This one is about the same. I think this one's probably. I could be wrong. I don't remember, but I think it's like between $35 and $45. And this you can find locally here in stores. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this one just came out. I know they're currently having a licensing issue. I think just distributing it. Okay. I don't know if that's pertaining to like certain states or cities, but I know in New York they're still struggling to get that on the sales floor.
Okay.
But I don't understand that. I mean, I was able to buy a bottle. I was able to buy 2.
Yeah. So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you, Cruz, for being back on the channel. We're gonna have him again. Not wait a year. This is gonna be
anytime. You know,
we're gonna have him again soon. So if you like the episode, like, subscribe, and keep it legit, and do it for the love of whiskey. Cheers.
Woo!